until 6 p.m. And folks, remember, special events, this park gets really busy, so the earlier the better.
승일아, 다람쥐 저기. 다람쥐 나무 위에 올라가고 있어.
Now we're coming up on the first of 2 lakes in the park. Fishing is allowed in both of our lakes. If you're 15 and under, you do not need a fishing license. Those 16 and older, you will need a California state fishing license. Now folks, you look out onto the lake there. Now we've got a variety of birds up here today. Now if you see the small black birds with a white beak, those are North American coots. They may mostly be up on the upper lake today. Oh, there's a few down here. Those with the emerald green colored heads, those are male mallards. They're sometimes referred to as drakes. And the all brown ones next to them, those are the female mallards. And mallard ducks mate for life, and that's why you normally see them in pairs. Now just to the right of the train, you see that large pile of boulders there. Now that marks the original entrance to the Irvine Regional Park. Goes all the way back to 1897, and that's when Mr. James Irvine II, he had sold the 160 acres to the County of Orange to get our park started, and he did that for the astounding price of just $1. Now since that time, we've grown the park all the way up to 495 acres today. And if you look across the upper lake there, tucked away in the far corner, that is the oldest structure in the entire park. That is our 1914 boathouse. Now the boathouse had originally housed a fleet of 8 wooden rowboats, all made of redwood. Those rowboats have now been replaced by those 3-wheeled tricycles on steroids you see out there. I've got to tell you, they are a whole lot of fun, folks. You can rent those by the half hour. And on the other side of the boathouse is Wheel Fun Bike Rentals. They've got over 10 different types of bikes you can rent out there. Now, folks, right in the center of the lake, there's a large bird with a yellow beak out there. Now that is a double-crested cormorant. It's a diving bird. That bird is an excellent swimmer. It can swim underwater, chase down a trout, get it in its beak, come up to the surface, tilt its head back, swallow that trout in one single gulp. Now those double-crested cormorants, you'll see them dive down and they may come up some 50 yards away. That's how good of swimmers they are. They really are excellent underwater. Now, after the turn here, we head directly towards the Orange County Zoo. Now, the Orange County Zoo is home to over 100 animals that are all native to the Southwest, like black bear, coyote, bobcat, beaver, porcupines, raccoons. They've got a petting zoo. They've got mountain lions. They've got jaguars. Now the zoo is open until 4:30 today. It's only got a $2 admission fee, and if the children are under 3, they get in absolutely free. Now coming up on the left are 3 buildings, all built way back in 1929 during the Great Depression. Now this 8-sided building here, that's the Park's Nature Center. It is free to get in. Now you can sure learn a lot. They've got all kinds of fun hands-on exhibits and displays. A short film about the history and the wildlife of the park. Their normal hours are 11 to 3:30, folks. Now that long, low building in the back over there, that used to be the hot date spot. At one time, it was the largest soda fountain in Orange County. It's now a conference center. And there on the left in solid bronze, that's James Irvine II. He's showing us his best side right now. He's flanked by his 2 Irish setter hunting dogs. Now that statue was dedicated back in 1997 at the park's 100-year anniversary. And as he looks off into the prevailing winds, that statue is called the Winds of Change. Now over on the right, behind that green mesh fencing, that is a 106-year-old bird bath and water fountain. Now it was made from a single piece of Italian marble. It was designed by early landscape architect Florencio, who went on to Hollywood to design sets for movies like Gone with the Wind. And we're coming up on a huge tree with a big knot close to the ground. This is a California coastal live oak tree. It's well over 350 years old now. It's older than the United States, but it's not even close to the oldest tree we have in this park. Now keep your eyes open for those California gray ground squirrels. Now they burrow into the ground, they make their nest underground, and we also have the red tree squirrels as well that nest up in the tops of the trees. And if you're lucky, you might spot a cottontail rabbit up here today as well. Now folks, if you look to the left, you see a red tiled roof building. Now I'll tell you right up front, it has absolutely no historical value. But due to its off the beaten path location, folks, that there is one of the cleanest restrooms you'll find in the entire park. You might want to make note of that. Now, if you look all the way across the upper lake there on the far shore, you see a large stone monument. Now, the upper portion is a memorial to the soldiers from Orange County that had fought in the Spanish-American War. At the very top of that monument is a metal plaque that's made from metal fragments of the USS battleship Maine that exploded and sank under very strange circumstances at the start of that war. And down below it, on the platform, is a Civil War era cannon. Now that cannon was forged in 1853. It's made of solid brass. It's known as a 12-pound howitzer, and it can fire a cannonball over a mile. Now, just before the Civil War broke out, they moved that cannon all the way across the country to Wilmington, California. It served at the drum barracks there, protecting L.A. Harbor. After the Civil War, it was moved in front of the Santa Ana Courthouse as a ceremonial piece. We've had it here protecting our upper lake since 1926, and I'm happy to say we haven't had any acts of piracy on the lake ever since. Now folks, you look out the left, you see several of our oak trees that have been blown over after heavy wind and rainstorms. These trees are now lying on their sides. They're lying right on the ground, but there's just enough of the root structure that they keep right on growing. They really are mighty oak trees. Now, as we head back down to the lower lake here, I want to tell you that this lake is home to some 50 to 60 red-eared slider water turtles. Now, they range in size from a silver dollar all the way up to a full dinner plate size. They can hold their breath for up to 30 minutes at a time, and they get their name, red-eared slider, due to the red markings along the side of their heads that covers their ears, and their ability to slide down the bank at up to 10 miles an hour when frightened. Now, they normally hang out on the back shore there, but we've got people fishing there, and so they're all down in the water. Now, they'll come up every 30 minutes or so, get a quick bite of air, and then it's back down to the bottom to try to stay warm in the mud down there. Now, see if you spot any of our acorn woodpeckers. They love to hang out on the side of the palm trees. They're a black and white bird. They've got red feathers on the top of their head. I see a couple of them. Now, they are very prevalent all throughout this area, and they've put thousands and thousands of holes in those trees. Now, just ahead, we're going to go by a giant water wheel. Now, this is what's known as an overshot wheel. That means the water is directed over the top of the wheel. Now, if it's been sent down into a river, a creek, or a stream, the force would come from underneath, it would be an undershot wheel, but this one here, that's an overshot water wheel. Now we're heading into the tunnel. I ask that you keep your hands and arms inside the train for me. Look for the gold mine on the right side. See if you spot any of the shiny stuff today. On behalf of your engineer, Dave, up on the locomotive, myself, your conductor, Dennis, here in the back, we want to thank you for riding with us today on the Irvine Park Railroad. As we pull back into the station, I ask that you please remain seated until we bring the train to a full and complete